Hey YouTube. So, in today's video, I wanted to go over both Tesla and NVDA. Unfortunately, or fortunately actually, Tesla had a big sell-off. Now, I want you guys to look at something, right? I wasn't home at the time to catch any kind of play or anything like that. But do you see these green line, greens these greens right here that you see, these green boxes, these are called fair value gaps, right? Market tends to bounce off them, right? To close the gap. Now, this is where things get interesting. So I'm gonna go over where I am gonna buy a call option on Tesla. It depends on what it does on Monday. I actually hope that it goes down a little bit more, and then I'm gonna buy a call option. I'm gonna hold this call for a few days, maybe like a day or two or something like that. If everything plays out the way that I wanted to play out. In my last video, I did say that everything was good. Like at the moment, at the time, they had covered it, crossed their I's and dot their T's. And what do I mean by that, right? This is what I mean by that. Meaning that they actually had closed all gaps, all the way down from 102 up. There was all the gaps that you see, except for like basically these gaps. This gap was closed. This one was closed. That was made in 2020 actually. So this gap, this was closed in 2023. What am I talking about? So this gap, they closed this gap right here, and there's no gap right here. So right. So the fair value gap, I should say. They close this one and they close this one. So those are all bullish. So you come down, close and go up, come down, close, come down and then push up. That's what I mean by close, vice versa when it goes up and such and such. All I do know that when Tesla finally break this level, it's go time. Now, let's go over where I want to buy Tesla, right? Where do I want to buy Tesla? My strategy actually is reverse strategy. Like I usually, you could call it trade against the trend, but it's just what I'm good at. This what I know. This is what I'm good at, right? So I'm gonna buy a. This is a like literally 100%. I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna. This is gonna be a double. I'm about to buy 2 to 3 contracts, right? So my first contract's gonna go right here, right there, close, right? Right here when they close this gap right here. Okay, this is a gap and a fair value gap, right? So that's my first buy zone. That's my most powerful one ever, right? Then if we go lower than this, I believe that we could come down to 109. I could buy my second contract right here. Now this is where the third one would come, somewhere around right here. Between these 3 supports, Tesla will 85, actually 90% chance, if everything goes according to what I'm saying. It could bounce on Monday or whatever. But knowing them, I know they like to make you think, oh, the RSI is so low, you should buy a call option. No, that's dumb. I don't do that. But I'm trying to catch something like this, come down, RSI low, and a reversal, right? That's what I'm trying to catch. Just like this one, RSI is low, right here, catch a reversal. But you could see this one came down a little bit more, right? I expect something maybe like that, similar, for them to at least close this gap. I'm going to add to my long term right here, and I'm going to buy a call option right here. This is my 8+ setup. It's not, this is like a strong A. An A+ would look a little bit better than this, but yeah, but this is a strong A because you see this darker green right here? That's double fair value gap, which means right here in this zone is super strong support. You have a higher chance of it reversing than anywhere else besides right here. Just like this right here on the 1 day, there was a 1 day gap somewhere right here, fair value gap that it bounced off of. I'm not sure where it was, but it bounced off it. So the reason why I can't go back because I'm not paying for trading view anymore because I don't need to pay for it anymore because I have everything I need. I only trade with one indicator, actually two indicators. That's all I need. I don't need anything else. No EMA crossover, nothing. I have another chart and it's set up the exact same way. Fair value gap with the RSI. I just moved the RSI over to this stock right here, over to this chart right here. But because I actually started to like the RSI a lot because it gives me great information on which support is most likely to work. Now, why do let me go over a little bit deeper on why I say I want this support out of everything, right? Now, the reason why is RSI oversold. Now, I don't take buys off oversold or whatever like it, but it is a very, very good indication of a stock being oversold. Okay, and on top of that, there's strong support right here at 212, right? 44. Very strong support. I might even go in a little bit earlier and might come in at 1275 because I'm 90% sure we're going to bounce here. And if we don't bounce here, as I said earlier, I know we're going to either bounce right here at 109 or we might tap into this support at 107. But either way, this entire zone for me is a strong reversal zone. Very strong. And the further down they go from here, the stronger the support would be because the RSI again is oversold, and I love that. It just works so well. The RSI is now oversold on the 1 day, obviously, but it's definitely getting way down there. Like this RSI has not been down this low since August, basically. But yeah, so that's why I'm going to buy Tesla right here. Now let's go over NVDA, right? Oh man, I've been waiting for this play for like ever. Like this play had been like, I've been waiting for this since like um right here, over here. I've been waiting for this play since the 8th. Okay, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, but it just that I have not been doing it, and have not been doing what you ask. This right here. You see this right here? This is closing this fair value gap that you see from this demand zone. As you can clearly see, that was a very strong seller right here, right? So, that being said, that is why I enter into a put right here, right at the top. Actually, I didn't get the top because I was doing something, so I wasn't able to get the top. But I basically just, once I saw it, it was right, where was it? It was this candle, but it was like right around right here. I bought the put option right here, and then at the end of the day, I was checking in and out to see where I was at, but I wasn't too worried about the trade because I knew that we were at a very strong resistance. And on top of that, guess what? Just like Tesla, NVIDIA is also super overbought on the RSI. Now you'll be thinking, as I said before, I don't take sell signal and buy signal off just the RSI, but I will definitely take a signal off a RSI that's also at a closing of a fair value gap. That's double. Like that's super good for me. Like this strategy of mine that you see, I'm going to be doing this strategy for a very long time because it is very good. It is very good because the RSI lets me know that the stock is overbought and hit the resistance. Bro, come on. Not taking this play would be a sin. Like, come, it would be a sin. Like, honestly. Anyway, so where do I think it's going? I actually set a 3-to-1, a 3-to-1 calculation. Um, so because I entered in right here, about right here, and the stock did go up to here, I'm doing a 3-to-1 type of thing. So I'm targeted about that right here. I'm targeting this right here, which is actually pretty decent too because that's where the next support is for NVIDIA is this box right here. So I gotta see what I want to do if I want to close my trade on Monday if the stock is down low, if I want to close the trade, or do I want to hold it a little bit longer. But if it does hit my 3 to 1, I will set a stop loss, a very tight stop loss. But I do know for sure that we're most likely going to bounce somewhere right here, depending on if how significant some news came out over the weekend or how aggressive the sellers are about to be. If they're very aggressive, then I could see them pushing it all the way back down to um, 330, which I'm not even sure which one I would take to play off. But based on the RSI at the time, once the RSI goes oversold, then I'll look to play one of these support because we will bounce at one of these support. But my favorite support is this one. This one. This support is my favorite. Right here. Wait, why won't you show up? Right here. And the reason why this support is my favorite is because it's the last support before all the way down here. And they tend to defend this area before they do a major drop in the stock market. So let me check the 1 day. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is, because I can see a lot of times when guys is trading, you don't see stuff like this. I could see things like this very clearly, and I can easily know, what am I about to do? I'm about to adjust it. So now I'm gonna put it right here because now I get both the 4 hour and also the 1 day fair value gap close. And then I'm also going to take a play down here. Look, I'm planning plays before they even happen. Like, I know exactly where I'm going to buy call options before they even happen. This gap right here, depending on what happens, I'm taking a play off this one. It's not my favorite because I just don't know sometimes if they're going to close this gap or they're going to close this gap. So even though this is my favorite, I would have liked it here because if they push it down to here and close this gap, then they have all this support to tap into. But one step at a time. So now I'm seeing a little bit more information. I'm also going to take a play off this one as well, because that's a 1 day fair value gap, and they'll go to the 4 hour and also a 4 hour fair value gap. So I will also take a play off this support. So whenever happens, we come down, I would look to buy a call right here. So now I have two strong supports and where I feel comfortable to take plays. And that's basically all I do. That's all I do. So let's see if I'm right on Monday. So I'll see you guys in my next one. Later.